What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be one of my first YouTube videos. What we're going to talk about is how to get a cool 4x4 brushless lipo RC truck for about 300 bucks. Keyword cool.
Shout! Shout! Don't make a racer! Shout! Shout!
So what we have beneath this body and wheels is a Blackout XTE Pro. It's about $229 truck, comes ready to run with a lipo battery and a charger. And it took a little bit to get it to here, obviously. I did a little research and found that these wheels fit and they are way better than stock. A little bit taller, but mostly just wider. These are off of Stampede. They ran me about 40 bucks. I had them waiting at the house for me before this truck even came in the mail. And then I went with a upgraded body. Some might call it upgraded. It's a Pro line. Here is the model number. 3471-00 Ford Raptor. And it's made for a Pro MT. But I took some measurements and I knew it was going to be close. It's actually a little bit too big for this. I went with some 20mm wheel spacers, and if anybody else gets this body, I would advise maybe going a little more than 20mm. You're kind of sacrificing a little bit of maybe strength and rigidity when you get the wheels way out there, but kind of had to trim right there, and as you see, it'll still hit, and it's the clearances are pretty tight, but I kind of think that looks cool, you know. And it's a much beefier body too than the stock one. This one's pretty flimsy. I put some tape in it to kind of, beef it up a little bit. I hadn't put this body back on there since I got this one. So underneath, what I did, I had to raise the front up. I pretty much had to body lift the front. These come in a kit with, this would be the back. And it's made to fit the SUV, and if you're going to use it on the truck, you just chop it off. So I chopped it kind of in between where the SUV and the truck mount would be. Drilled a couple holes, slapped some pins in there, and put this little piece of Lexan that came off the bottom of that somewhere. And yeah, she fits okay, she runs. Definitely looks cooler than a stock Blackout. Got some little pantyhose over the ESC fan. If I didn't do that, that sucker would be slapped full of grass within the first 10 seconds of the run. This is the battery that comes with it. It's a 3200 milliamp hour 2S battery. It's okay. It may not hold 3200 milliamps. Every time I charge it, it says it only takes like 26 or 2500. Where this sucker, this 5000 milliamp hour, it'll take 5200 milliamps. So this is kind of an underrated one, and this might be a little overrated one. But this isn't in the $300 OS package. That was an extra 40 bucks. Truck was $229. The body was 25 bucks. The wheels were 40. And I think the body mounts were like $5 and the wheel spacers were like $5. So it might come in right at about 310 bucks, something like that. The servo is pretty weak. It's not anything great, but it does its job. You know, it turns the truck. Might do it a little slow. You got a little steering trim, throttle trim, and you got a little dual rate. You know, that's nice to have when you're trying to do a speed run. You can turn that sucker down and keep her straight. I keep mine in the middle so I don't go too far and rub the body. I would kind of compare this truck to maybe a Stampede or a Slash, maybe something in between the two. Like if you took a Slash and put bigger wheels on it, made it a monster Slash, you know, this might be kind of comparable. Of course, the body isn't wide and stuff, but just as far as you know, size and suspension and handling, this is probably a little bit smaller than a Slash. Wheelbase, I don't know, might be similar. But yeah, it's a cool little truck. Looks like I need to glue this freaking wheel back. I'll do that in a minute. I've just been using super glue. I don't know what's the best wheel glue. That's what happens when you go sending this thing off a ramp, but you know, it's part of it. I haven't had to work on it that much, and when you do have to work on it, it's not that easy to work on, but I mean, it's just a few more bolts taken out than maybe something else like a Traxxas or something, you know. Taking the motor and just replacing the spur gear was a little bit of work, you know. I had to take the motor loose and take the rear diff out and take the back bumper off and the shocks loose and the upper control arms and all that, but you know, it's just bolts, guys. It's just screws, So just for a little bit of size comparison, this is the Red Cat Blackout. This is an e-revo 2.0, and that's a t-maxx, and pretty much everybody's familiar with the t-maxx size, so that's the size comparison. And these are all 10th scale, you know. And you've kind of got a small, medium, and large 10th scale right here. This is probably one of the smaller ones, and this is probably the biggest 10th scale I've ever seen for sure. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. So guys, if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share, you know, do all that. If it's a popular video, I'll keep making them. If not, then the hell with you. Raise your hand if you like RC trucks.